Hello everyone and welcome back to a new race. This is the third race of the season in the 15th season of the AVF1 Championship. We've got 15 drivers today here in Belgium. Sunny, dry, so that's going to be less of a challenge for the drivers today. Luckily for them it's not wet, although some of them might enjoy a little bit of a wet race in Spa here. Let's see who's going to be the first driver to come out in qualifying. I hear one of them. And it's Euphoria on an outlap. Right here. In the white Red Bull that he won the championship with last season. So our fresh driver's champion out on track first. Still the only one out on track. No one else is jumping to get out there. Only Euphoria. Let's set up the details here. I really feel like I need to have a look at the tires. They're gonna go on soft, all of them. Don's also out on track here. Now on the Camel Straight. It's one of my favorite tracks, this one. It's a very historic one. Great straights, great overtaking opportunities, very windy, technical corners, it's got everything. And it's the longest track on the calendar. It's actually, I think it was 4 meters too long, according to regulations. It's 7 kilometers and 4 meters, and the maximum distance is, I think, 7 kilometers, if I'm not mistaken. But of course, Spa has got a, what's that called again? An exception. They made an exception for Spa. Let's go on board with Euphoria going on his first lap. See what he can do right here, as he is currently outside of the top 3 in the Drivers' Championship. Going through the first turn back there. Lassour's now going through Eau Rouge, up the Radion, right, left, onto the Camel Straight, now using a lot of battery. DRS is opened. Very long straight. We're gonna see some overtakes being done here in the race. At least I hope, otherwise it's gonna be a very boring race. Now, we went through Le Combe, now going into Brussels. Going into No Name Corner, although I think this corner now has a name. I don't know the name, so I'm gonna call it No Name Corner. And I'll be referring it to that for the rest of the race as well. This is Pouhon, very famous left-hander, is now flat out. And the right-left sort of chicane, I think, is college or university or something. I'm not sure. This is Stavelo. Going into the final sector now. The run up to Blanchimont, flat out left-hander. Coming up shortly here. Going towards the bus stop chicane. Very nicely done there. Keeping the car stable here too. No wheel spin. Coming across the line. It's a 42.2. And that's not fast enough according to Wessel's prediction before the race. Which was that pole was gonna be a time of a 140.8. If Fight Me is gonna be fast enough. I'm gonna be inviting Fight Me right now. After that short intermission, we are back. 7 drivers have set a lap time. With Don's at the bottom, he's about 2 seconds slower than G-Bot now. And currently on professional pole is Wessel, 3/10 faster than Panda in the Williams. We've got a few reserves today. Speaking of reserves, we've got 2 of them, I think. It's Tommy. He's back after a very long absence from AV. He'll be reserving for Laurens today in the Mercedes. I think Lars is going to be happy with that if Tommy scores some nice points. And next to Tommy, we've got Razorblade reserving for Mark in the McLaren. Going to be driving next to Wessel, hoping to score a few points. Next across the line might be Lars. And he puts it in P5 behind his reserve teammate. And for the rest, I don't think anyone's out on a lap who hasn't set a lap time yet. Let's see if G-Bot's on a lap, it seems. Going into Lecombe. Brussels going a little bit wide there. Not sure if he's gaining time. We'll see once he gets through Sector 2. Through Pruhon, there's a little bit of a lag spike. He runs a bit wide. His lap time is still valid though. But it can't be that he's gaining time. He is not using his ERS anymore. He's not on a lap. Let's see if he goes around this corner, how far behind he is. Yes, that's 0.7 behind. That's not going to be an improvement. Razorblade's going into the pits. Spidey might be on an improvement here. Spidey on the Joyakoli account. For those who don't know, he's having a little bit of a spin. He's going into the pits. Lars not on a lap. G-Bot's not on a lap. And we'll be following Fight Me right here. I am back after a short break and actually in time to see Fight Me go on a lap, because I see that his previous lap was invalid and he's not going on a lap here. Actually, so let's take a look at someone else who might be on a lap. For instance, maybe one of the McLarens, maybe Wessel. Seems to be an invalid lap as well. Panda invalid as well. What about the Haas of Nak here? Also invalid. Jeez. What about the Alpine of Dance? A little bit back. What about Frank? What about Panda then? Also invalid. Actually, I just looked at him already. One of the Ferraris then. He's on an out lap. The one behind him, is that G-Bot? That's G-Bot. And he's in the gravel. Let's take a look at the one who was behind him then. I assume is Dance. Does not seem to be on a lap, or he went a bit wide. He's using ZRS though. Going through the bus stop chicane, going all the way to the left side of the track. And it's a slight improvement, I think. With his time previously being a 1:46, now a 1:45. Next across the line should be Fight Me, who's not on a lap. He should be diving back into the pits. Drifting back into the pits, I should say. Razorblade then. Is there something you can do, Razorblade? You haven't used most of your ERS though. He jumps in front of Nak. It's a 1:44.0 in P8. Next across the line should be Milo. Is that Milo? Milo hasn't set a lap time yet. Where is he? Gonna put his car into P11. Only slightly in front of Dance, about half a second. And just behind his teammate G-Bot. Shame from the Aston Martins. Panda's back, I see. Now let's take a look at the two Ferraris. I think Spidey is an invalid lap time. Tenta's right behind him. It's now getting out of the way of one of the Mercedes. I think that might be Tommy, who is diving back into the pits. And let's take a look at Tenta here, going on a lap. Into Lasurs, the first corner, very tight hairpin. Interesting what's going on with the gearbox there. It sounded like it was very loose, or I don't know, very fast upshifting. Maybe it's just me being crazy. Okay. On the Camel Straight now, is there any improvement? Oh, he hasn't set a lap time yet. It's a 30.4 on the first sector. Now going into sector 2 through Lecombe, and now going into Brussels. In the second sector, goes a little bit wide, not really hitting the apex there. Still carrying enough speed with him to minimize the damage there. Going over the grass a little bit. Not the best sector there, but he needs a lap time. And it's probably gonna be his final lap, since there's only 2 minutes left on the clock. A lot of drivers now on their outlap. I think we've got G-Bot in front on his outlap. He's not going to be an issue for Tenta here. Going through the final corner, then almost loses it. And it's P13 for him, a 174 almost flat. Next across the line is gonna be Fight Me. He's gonna be early, setting his final lap. On the minimap you can see a lot of drivers now in Sector 2. I hope they give each other enough space. We do not want any drama in qualifying here. Neither do we want any drama in the race, but please give each other enough space. Also, there are some drivers out on a lap. Emily G-Bot here is behind, and Razorblade should be coming into the final corners right now. Almost loses the car. It's very oversteery. And he goes off the track, and that's not an improvement. Qualifying over for him. It's P8 for him at best. Everyone coming across the line right now. The two Mercedes right behind each other. Lars leading the way, Tommy behind. There's a yellow flag. That's the McLaren of Razorblade going slowly. All the drivers are now out on track. Let's take a look at Fight Me, who's gonna be the first here. I'll be trying to keep track of them. Lars is retired. What's happened there? I should have followed Lars. Decided to follow Fight Me instead. Lars is out in Brussels, and that's Razorblade going slowly there, making sure he's not in the way of anyone. Fight Me now going through the bus stop chicane. Is it gonna be pole position for him again? It's gonna be pole position for him again. A 141.0. That's about 3/10 or 2/10 slower than Wessel predicted, but it's still half a second faster than his own time. Next across the line is Euphoria going through the bus stop. Is it gonna be an improvement for him? Currently in P4, and he stays P4. Next is the Mercedes of Tommy. Also staying P6. No improvement so far, but now Wessel across the line. It's an improvement. He's 2/10 up, but it's not gaining any places. Spidey jumps up into 7th. Nock jumps up into 9th. Panda meanwhile stays 3rd. Frank stays 5th. Across the line comes Dance. It's P13 for him. And that is qualifying over. There is your grid lineup for today. And it's a 3rd pole position in a row for Fight Me this season. And so far has not lost a single point. Maximizing has been written all over him. Will he get the win today with the fastest lap? Will he keep his streak going of getting every single point possible? Will this be the most dominant season of AV, which is quite a feat considering that Reaper used to drive here long time ago. For those who remember, for those who were there, you know what I mean. For those who don't, Reaper was fucking good at this game. 5Me takes pole position by 3/10. Wessel in 2nd. Panda is a while back, and the rest is over a second away from pole position. Only 2 drivers within a second of him. That is crazy. In the meantime, we're getting ready for the race, for the formation lap. taking quite a while for everyone to load in. Jesus. Roots in Belgium. Yep. Okay, let's take a look at the starting grid. Well, most importantly, the tire choices. Ooh, almost unanimous on the medium tire there. Only Fight Me going for his usual strategy. A very long first stint on hards for him. As will Milo. The rest is on the mediums. And let me set up my thingy. Let's use interval here. Tires, I believe, can go away now that we know that everyone's on mediums except for Milo and Fight Me for the first stint of the race. And we can get rid of the UI as well, so we can get ready to race. BG starting at the back. Galaxy, otherwise known as Grumpy Recon, had a very good race last week. This time he's starting in 15th. Let's see if he can get more points for the Zauber, which is currently very much being carried by Fight Me. He is leading the Drivers' Championship by calculating by 28 points. Yeah, seems correct. 28 points. He has 54 points, followed by Wessel with only 26 points after 2 races. That's a huge gap. But with a lot of races to go, that gap can still be made smaller. It's still within reach for Wessel. And today he's got a chance to catch back up, make up some good points. He's being followed by Panda though. And Panda is currently in P7, having gotten 1 podium out of 1 race. He's only driven last week. He was not there for the opening race in Australia. And then we have Euphoria in 4th, the current reigning champion. Down in 10th in the Drivers' Championship after 2 races. He'll have some catching up to do to try and fight at the top again. Wessel didn't park his car well. He'll have a drop back of 5 meters to start. Will be a little bit of a disadvantage for him. That's nice for Fight Me. As you can see, Fight Me is slightly turned towards the right side of the track from our perspective, which means he's going very defensive on Wessel, trying to defend that side. And we're getting ready for the race start. And they're off. That took a little while. Fight Me has a good start, so has Panda. Panda's already in front of Wessel there. There's a little bit of glitching between Wessel and Euphoria. Let's not take a look at that. There are some people around in the first corner. It's BG, it's G-Bot in the Aston Martin that we saw around. Let's take a look here at the position changes. So we know that Panda was ahead of Wessel, but Wessel now goes around the outside of Panda on the Camel Straight. Euphoria is also in the mix. I cannot see that much on this because they're all behind each other. It's very close there in that pack behind the leaders. As Frank has lost places, he's round, he's out of the race. And it's a very good start actually for Galaxy in P6. And that's a safety car. Safety car's out. That is, I believe, the first safety car of the season. We had no safety cars last 2 races. So with that crash, Frank is out of the race. I did not have a good look on it because the camera of this game is ass. But we do know that after the opening stint, the top 4 remain unchanged. I don't know what's happening with Duns, if he's like one place up. Is he the same position? I think he started 13th, but I'm not sure. That's very funny. Very funny. What is it here? Yeah, it just doesn't change. Okay, that's fun. Best start of this race belongs to Galaxy, going from 15th up to 9th. Into the points he goes. Nock lost a position. Razor gained 2 positions, started P10, now in P8. Gbot with that crash at the start lost some places as well. Here we see the strategies. One of them is completely insignificant because no one started on the soft. But according to this, it's supposed to be a one-stop. 5me is in the pits. And his teammate. Are they gonna do a double stack here? 5me just made it out. Let's have a look at Galaxy here. Is he gonna have to wait a little bit? The tires are ready. Is he gonna get ahead of the Ferrari? Is. Interesting strategy here from these 3 drivers. 5me now opting for mediums. Galaxy going from mediums to hards, doing the opposite. What's happening here? Why are there position changes during the safety car? That's not how it's supposed. What's happening? Is 5me letting himself drop back? Aren't the others gonna get penalties now? They might. Or was he off the track? He might have dropped. I'm not sure what went on there. Maybe he got illegal overtakes? Not sure what happened there. Anyway. Let's go back to position changes here. Okay, they're not that relevant anymore with the people that pit. Let's go here. Only 3 people pitted. I think BG is currently AI, which is fair because we're under the safety car. I wonder if the money that the Belgian government is gonna tax from people driving on the highway, especially people from outside of Belgium, is also gonna go to racetracks, because that's technically also asphalt, I guess. Probably not. I'm probably talking bullshit again. Anyway, almost a collision between the 2 Aston Martins there. Don's now up into the point, together with Milo, who started a bit at the back. Wessel now at the front. Ooh, Panda doing a little bit of a fake there. Think no one should be pitting this lap. I think the safety car will go in at the end of this lap that we go into now, so we're gonna have to wait another little bit. Not sure if I have much more to talk about for another lap. We'll do our best. At the moment, Wessel will get 25 points and 5me will get absolutely nothing. Which means that they'll be like 1 or 2 points separated from each other in the championship. If it finishes like this, but of course it won't. This is only the start of the race. And there also might be some drivers getting penalties for the incident with Frank. I'm not sure what happened there. No idea who is involved in that. We'll see it afterwards in the steward room. If it gets reported. If we even get to see a video clip of it. I think Tenta was involved in a crash in turn 1, which is the reason why he pit. Wessel going very slowly now. Let's hope that no one crashes into each other. Please keep your cars whole in one piece. Wessel leading the way, warming up his tires now. And we see on the minimap the safety car has almost reached the pit entry. He's not going yet. Let's go on board with him. He's very much warming up his tires very aggressively. And he's still not going. And now he's going. Right before the bus stop chicane. Going into the bus stop chicane here. Everyone coming through cleanly. Yes. And we're back racing. 5B immediately overtaking BG. I think BG is still AI. His teammate follows him. No changes in the top 3 here. Wessel has got a 7/10 gap already. Euphoria is relatively close to Panda now. But not close enough to go for a move here. Oh, but who is going for a move is Spidey though. On Tommy. They're still going side by side and there's a collision. I think Tommy gave enough space there from what it looked like. But we'll need to see that back. Which means Spidey is dropped back all the way to P11. And that's not going to be nice for him as Spidey goes on the gravel. That was 5Me on the inside and 5Me is already past G-Bot now. G-Bot going wide. Now we have 5Me already in the top 10. He's in P9. P8. Correction. And as you can see on the minimap, there's a huge gap to the next driver ahead. The top 3 is loose. Then we've got 4, 5, 6, 7 also loose. And then we have the rest following behind. As Wessel sets the fastest lap of the race, that's currently 1 point extra in his hands. At the front, I'm not sure if there's going to be an overtake yet. Ooh, Panda's just outside of DRS here. It was 1.001. I don't think he has DRS, which might give an opportunity here to Euphoria, trying to make a move for P2. DRS opens. It remains close for Panda. Why is he lifting? Could have made a move on the outside there. He decides to stay behind. The 2 Mercedes in 4th and 5th are being followed by Razorblade. As there's a little bit of a collision between Dance and Milo. And another collision between Spidey and Dance. Really unfortunate there for Dance. He's just getting bullied out of the way. That's not what you want to see at all. No care being taken into any overtake here. As we see Nuck and Razor side by side through Puhon. Still going side by side here. I think Razor's got the position now. P6 for him, not sure. I think he was already ahead. And 5Me has caught up to the pack here. Me on a few laps, newer mediums, but they're all mediums here. As Nuck has a lot of overspeed on the McLaren, and 5Me is going for the move instead, which promotes him to P7. 5Me on the exit already next to Razorblade. There he goes into P6. Though Razorblade's fighting back, there's a collision. Very bad camera angle, though. Nuck goes ahead. Nuck goes ahead into P6. Nice job. amazing stuff. But here comes Fight Me though. Fight Me with the DRS. Nuck did not have any. Fight Me goes into P6 now, trying to chase down those two Mercedes drivers ahead. Here we've got Galaxy with the DRS overtake on Milo for P10. Going into the points now are both Saubers. And Dance is making ground. He's regaining places, now overtaking Tenta. He had just overtaken G-Bot. Oh, Tenta is on the gravel, but he remains out of the walls. Manages to keep it out of the wall. And also in front of G-Bot. G-Bot's the first driver to get penalties. He's got a 3-second for multiple warnings for exceeding track limits. Let's go back to here. I think Nuck is... God, no, wait. Nuck's not in the Ferrari anymore. Sad. Spidey's leading the way from Galaxy now. The closest gap on track, though, is the two Mercedes drivers. With Fight Me now following closely behind. They're very close to each other. Tommy losing a bit on the exit. Here comes Fight Me. He's very close behind. He's going for the outside. Tommy gives the position. A little bit of a snap there on the exit. Losing him a bit of time. Is Fight Me gonna be able to go into P4 here? That is Galaxy going into P9, overtaking Spidey on the first corner. Very good mind games and DRS games here from Spidey, because he'll get DRS here. He's very close behind. Fight Me goes into P4 as expected. Now Spidey has the DRS on Galaxy and gets the position back. Very well played for him. Oh, and there's a collision. It's Razorblade. Razorblade's in the wall. Not sure if it's a collision or a crash, or if he went into the barrier himself. He's got no front wing. He's in P11 now. There's a reasonable gap to the drivers behind. But he's gonna need to go into the pits, and there is a safety car. This is gonna spice things up. 2 safety cars within 10 laps after not having had any safety cars for 2 races. Razorblade goes wide. No front wing at all on that. And the track is going to need to be cleaned in Les Combes. Which is why the safety car is out right now. With all the debris on track. Fight Me unable to overtake Lars though. I think Lars got him back. I wish I would have seen that. Fight for P4 there. And there are 2 drivers in the pits. Namely Panda and everyone's in the pits. Everyone's going into the pits. The double stack for Mercedes might be problematic though. So we might lose a few places here. He indeed loses a place to Nuck. Nuck now ahead. We've got Galaxy and Fight Me, who had already... Fight Me's done a second stop. Galaxy's done his stop earlier at the first safety car, and it's now in P4. That's a great position for him. Has gained a lot of places with that strategy. Only person to stay out is Dons. He is still on his medium tires. Maybe he should pit. Although maybe this strategy might work out. You never know. It's still Formula 1. Anything can happen. I've now got a replay of what happened to Frank. Oh, he just lost his car very suddenly, and on the second corner of Lecombe. So we've got the Camel Straight, the right hand corner, then the left hand corner. On the exit of the left hand corner, too much oversteer going into the barrier on the left side. The wheel popping off. No other driver being involved in that crash is a relief. Though I'm not sure if we can say the same for Razorblade. Crashed in the exact same spot though. So then we have a good reference where Frank crashed out. Razorblade's got a new front wing on and is ready to fight again. G-Watts also pit, still the only driver with a penalty. Is gonna catch up to the grid, and we should be going on the way next lap when everyone has caught up. Top 3 remains unchanged. We've got the second Sauber driver in 4th. The first Sauber driver in 6th. Who is that in the pits? Is that Don still opting to pit? That seems like a sensible choice. Should be going for the hard tire. Or maybe another set of medium. I see a hard tire there. On the Alpine. So far he's had to carry the team himself. Pine Size not having joined any of the races yet. Very unfortunate. I would really like to see both Alpines on track next week. Let's go back to the front of the grid then. Yeah, it should be coming in this lap, right? If not, that's gonna be such a waste of time. Such a waste of time. We're almost halfway though. Only 22 laps because this is a very long track. Ooh, the safety car going very much on the edge of the... Ooh, Wessel braking very hard there. Almost having Panda crash into him. Wessel now going a bit faster than last time. The grid is a bit more spread out as well. Going through Blanchimont now. The safety car's in the pits. When is Wessel going to go? Might be going after the chicane. He's driving very slowly. Panda driving next to him and we're racing. And that's a very good start from Euphoria, but he was not allowed to overtake before the line. Now trying to make a move around the outside. I think he got hit from behind. Hit from behind again, and that's a collision between a Ferrari. Oh, it's carnage. It's carnage. I think it was Galaxy causing most of it, or at least some of it. He was involved in it. Might also have been the Mercedes of Lars. Maybe Razorblade. I saw one of the Ferraris go sideways. Holy moly, what a carnage. 5Me has made a move on Euphoria now into P3. Nuck has made it into P5. These are position changes from the start. They won't be that helpful. Now, is there damage on anyone's front wing? That's Razorblade in the gravel. Messy restart. Very messy restart here. Spidey going white. That's Razorblade also going white, getting a penalty. We've got Fight Me right on the ass of Panda. Going into the third sector here. No DRS on this section of the track. Let's take a look at the ERS dump. A lot of position changes at the back here. What's going on? It's Tommy. Tommy has spun, I think. Not sure what happened there. And he's retired from the race. That's rough. Oh man. That's a rough comeback for him. Not sure if he's gonna be returning in this race at any point. In this season, I don't think so, to be honest. That's our second retirement of the day. 14 drivers remain. There's a bit of a other boat in the pits. Spidey's getting a front wing change. G-Bot's in the pits as well. Getting a front wing change. Razorblade's out of the pits. And Fight Me has been overtaken by Euphoria. Not sure what happened there. Fight Me maybe looking on the inside, trying to force Euphoria into making a mistake. He's right on the back of him. Euphoria in turn is right on the back of Panda. Very close battle here for second place. With Nock and Milo behind, looking at the battle in front. Even more behind we have... oh no, never mind. I think Tenta overtook BG? Though I'm not too sure. BG has been ghosted for the majority of the race. I'm not sure what's going on here. Might be a game glitch. With Duns following behind. And Duns gets moved on both of them. I wasn't looking. He goes a little bit wide though, but he gets moved on Tenta. Tenta might have a better exit out of the bus stop. And he's going from the outside as he made the move down. There's no contact, and I think Tenta's got the move. No, he decides to lock in behind Duns to try and get the overtake done on DRS. Stay within track limits. He gets that done. Goes round the outside and through goes Tenta into P9. Great racecraft there. Now back to the front. Euphoria has made a move on Panda. I would like to apologize in advance to Euphoria for missing all his overtakes, like the one on Fight Me and the one on Panda. Now into P2 on the hard tires. I think they're all on hard tires now. Fight Me is on a new set of mediums. Ooh, that's a nice shot right there. From the grass, Fight Me is trying to make a move round the outside, but he can't go too deep because there's Euphoria. Still going side by side with Panda, leaving enough space. Panda doesn't have as good of an exit. They're still going side by side. Right here. This time Fight Me is making another dive and does go in front of Panda right there. Euphoria will not have DRS here, as Wessel is 2.5 seconds ahead. He might lose 2 positions here. Miller gets another penalty. Here comes Fight Me on the inside. Barely enough space. And he gets P2. Dropping Euphoria back to P3. Let's see if Euphoria can stay with him. Or if he's gonna have to let him go. Fight Me is already running away. Look at that gap. Going up and up and up. And there's Razorblade and Tenta Razorblade. Coming from more back, or did Razorblade make a mistake? Though side by side might be going Dance and Tenta, and Dance doesn't get the move done, but that was a very, very bold move. Great attempt. I'm seeing nice stuff here, I think. He's trying to go around the outside again. Tenta backs out. And that's a move into Pullhorn that you don't see that often. Into P9 he goes. Dance going for his 3rd points finish in a row this season. Tenta a little bit on the gravel. They're still being followed by BG in P11. Meanwhile, Nuck has got up to Panda. Panda's dropped back 2 seconds from Euphoria. Euphoria is barely... He's within DRS. He's gonna have to DRS. And so will Nuck. Euphoria's too far back to make a move though. Nuck might try to get himself into P4 here. Panda got no ERS at all. Nuck is just too far away to try and make a move. Dirty Air might play a role here as BG gets overtaken by Galaxy. Galaxy now trying to follow Tenta and Dance. Trying to fight for those few points that are left here. As we see Tenta almost trying to make a move on the inside of Dance there. And Tenta almost loses it. Barely collects Galaxy there. Galaxy somehow able to avoid that collision. And now Galaxy's diving on the inside. And that's a good move. Tenta knows when to back out though. Unfortunately, him dropping back out of the points. That's Spidey overtaking BG. And now Tenta letting Spidey go through. Spidey might be able to chase Galaxy and try to get Dance. Dance very much under pressure now from 2 drivers who might be faster on paper. But Dance is having a bit more of a solid race today. I'm very, very proud. Let's take a look here. That's Milo in the pits. He's not going to be able to finish the race on the current tires, so he went for a new set of mediums, going till the end on those. There's 7 laps left. 7.5. Anyone within DRS range is right here. Galaxy in DRS range of Dance. Dance using all his ERS. What's he doing? If you have 0% of ERS, you've got no straight line speed. And there's the easy move for Galaxy. Or at least it should be. And it's not contested by Dance. Move done into P9 goes Galaxy. Dance demoted to P10, still in the points. But he's got Spidey chasing him down. Fight Me has made it to within a second of Wessel. I think Fight Me also got the fastest lap. Ah, not there. Yup, not even by a little bit. Holy moly. Let's take a look at The amount of stops everyone has made, most of them are one stop, of course, from the safety car around lap 8, 9, 7, something like that. I think these battles right here are gonna get more interesting as Spidey dives down the inside of Dance, gets into P10, dropping Dance out of the points. And Spidey is now gonna try and look to double his points here, trying to get P9 from Galaxy ahead. Ooh, Razorblade's got a lot of penalties, so that might be good news for Dance then. Yeah, because he's definitely within 13 seconds of Razorblade. That is very good news for these three drivers. Tenta has dropped back a lot. He's struggling on his hard tires. How old are they? Let's see. 14 lap old hards. That's very old. And he's not going to make it till the end on those, is he? He's only pit during the first safety car. Meanwhile, Dawn's unable to stick with the pace of Spidey and Galaxy ahead. Spidey then, 4/10 behind Galaxy, fighting for P9. At the top we've got Fight Me inching closer to Wessel. Oh, that's another 10 seconds penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and he's retired from the race. What's happened? Oh, Dance almost into the wall. And Razorblade retires in the pits because of his many penalties, knowing that it's over for him. Putting Dawns back up into the points, more points fall out for Alpine, even though it's 1 point, it's still a point. Every point counts. Oh, what's happening here? Was that Spidey making a move on Galaxy, actually getting it done? Spidey into P8. Let's take a look then at Fight Me. Is he going to be able to get the win here? There is 5 laps remaining. 5 laps remaining for Fight Me to take the win here. Wessel's got a lot more ERS to defend though. He's using a lot of it now. Fight Me is almost out of ERS. Not that much attacking fuel. He's actually using all of it. Every single percent. He is using it. This is pretty much the only battle that's interesting until we reach the end of this race. Should be about, what, 7 more minutes? 8 more minutes? Maybe a bit longer. Maybe a bit. We'll see. Might be unable to really get close to Wessel though. What is the tire difference actually? Let's take a look at that. No, it's not there. Tires, there. They got the same age of tires. Though the mediums might be a bit worn out from for Fight Me here. He's out of DRS range here right now. And I think he's not going to get it here. Should have used a bit of ERS there to try and get the DRS. But he didn't. And so there's 4 more laps remaining. And as it stands right now, Wessel seems to be the favorite for the win today. Fight Me being unable to catch back up. Panda is looking very comfortable in P4. Chasing Euphoria. Euphoria's got a 3-second penalty. And there's a spin. I think that's Tenta. Yes, it is. And he's also losing a position to BG. BG is still AI though. Not sure what happened there. Wait a minute. Galaxy says the race is not over yet. Spidey does have a penalty though. But Spidey defends the inside and Galaxy gets the move done. Back into P8, even though Spidey does have a 3-second penalty. So even if he gets a place back, Galaxy will still jump ahead. Ahead. In front. Sure. Fight Me is dropping back rapidly. Holy moly. I think Wessel's got it. With 3 more laps remaining, I think Wessel's got it. So the only interesting battle here remains Panda Euphoria or... What's going on here? Oh, it's slowing down Tenta, getting lapped. Euphoria weaving all over the place and defending the inside. Staying ahead of Panda, hoping Panda somehow gets a penalty. They're really close here though. And Euphoria goes defensive, making the gap as small as possible. Panda doesn't need to overtake him. He just needs to stick with him within a 3-second window and he'll get P3. But maybe he wants it on merit. And there's another penalty for Euphoria. It goes from bad to worse for the Red Bull driver. And it's a penalty for Galaxy. That might mean that Spidey should be able to catch back up. Spidey now has a reason to want to be ahead of him. G-Bot also in the pits for a new set of mediums with 3 laps to go. Although the leaders are coming around now. For them there's only 2 laps left. There is a yellow flag. I believe that to be Tenta. Yes, it is. It's going out of the way of Lars now. Fight Me is dropping back. Euphoria's also dropping back. Because the gap between Euphoria and Fight Me is not increasing. And is that another... Ooh, Tenta, come on. You can finish this race. I believe in you. Finish the race. You're almost there, buddy. Still so close between these two. Now they're going side by side through Brussels. Is Panda gonna be able to make a move around the outside? No, he's not. Euphoria reluctantly staying ahead. Wanting to finish P3 on merit. And we've got another yellow flag. That seems to be Tenta again. Spidey has dropped back. That's a blown tire. Spidey's blown his tire. That could be crucial for the points here in the back. That might even give BG points if he manages to catch up. G-Bot's now overtaken him. Might even give G-Bot points. Spidey has cut the corner. He's going wide and he's crashing into the wall. His tire's still on though. And he's retired from the race. That's points gone for Ferrari. Going from bad to worse for them. How old were his tires? Only 10 lap old mediums. I wonder how he got a flat tire then. Five Me's tires should be dead right now. Absolutely gone. Panda being careful, staying behind there. G-Bot will get points from Spidey's unfortunate incident, getting a flat tire. Whoa, 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 what's happening here with Fight Me? Fight Me spun around, he spun around! He's dropping back, he's in P4. He's the wrong way round, he's blown his rear tire. It's the left rear for Fight Me. I was saying that his tires were very old. 14 laps, he's blown his tire. Is Lars gonna be able to catch up here? And Fight Me is in the gravel again. It's going from bad to worse for him. Through the final corner comes Wessel to win the Belgian Grand Prix in style. He managed to keep Fight Me at bay. Panda will come home to get second. Euphoria gets third because of penalties. Nuck, after Fight Me's tire being blown, comes fourth. Oh, it's undrivable. It's absolutely undrivable. Can BG get points? BG's driving here. Can BG get points? Is Fight Me gonna be able to make this? Milo comes home in 6th, Lars is 5th. Through the final corner comes Galaxy to get P7. Dance will get P8. Fight Me is sideways again. And Fight Me's retired from the race. Points for BG in the Racing Bull. And Tenta standing still on the track. If BG was driving in AI this entire race, then Tenta will get points. Actually, no, he won't, because Fight Me is classified above him. Because Tenta got lapped. What an end to this race. Crazy stuff happened. No points for Fight Me. BG points. And we've got 11 race finishers. Tenta's doing donuts. You love to see it. But Wessel is today's winner. Fight Me got the fastest lap, right? Yeah, Fight Me will get a point for fastest lap. And point for pole position, 2 points for Fight Me, but 25 points will go to this man. Wessel is back in the race. Our race winner is Wessel. Find me as the fastest lap. I think Don's driver of the day, that's an interesting one. I would say Wessel, but Don's did an amazing job getting so many points for Alpine. Most overtakes for Galaxy, that's a fun one. So here's your final standings then. Wessel wins the race with Panda in second, Euphoria on the podium, Nuck just missing out, but I think very happy with P4, Larson P5, Milo a respectable P6, Galaxy P7, Dons a very nice P8 for him, good points for Alpine, Gbot 2 points for him in the Aston Martin, BG somehow getting a point, 2 points for Fight Me for fastest lap and pole position, and Tenta misses out. And we've got our DNFers. Technically, Spidey still counts because he was 2 laps down. Razorblade DNF'd in the pits. Then we had Tommy retire from the race after a crash. And in the opening lap, Frank unfortunately crashed in Les Combes. Very entertaining race. And I can't wait for next week to see what the AV Championship has got to offer. The season is very much back. The title fight has started between Fight Me and Wessel. Let's see if anyone can join that or if it's going to be a 2-man battle. We'll be back next week. We're going to Zandvoort, to the Netherlands. The roads will be better. The track might be not as much so, but it's still going to be, hopefully, an interesting experience. See you next week.